Hello everyone and welcome to this pick a card reading video. For today, it is all about love life. And it would be helpful for you to think about a question that you have regarding your love life, whether you are in a relationship or not, such as, will I find my partner? What can I do to connect more with my current partner or my future partner? Or whatever question that comes to mind that you feel would be most helpful for you. So there's only one card for each stack. So I guess it's not really a stack, but for each little card, there's only one for each number. So right here we have 1A, 2B, 3C. You can pause if you'd like and if you need some more time to figure out which card you are most drawn to. And again, this is a reminder that everything that I state in this video is for entertainment purposes only and cannot be stated as fact. Alright, let's get right into it. For 1A, you chose vacation. I don't know why it's spelt like that, but the phrase underneath says, you will be traveling soon. So there's different messages I have received from this, whether you are single or are in a relationship or situationship. So bear with me as I go through the different messages that I was receiving. So if you are single, I actually feel that for a lot of you, this is a good time to focus more on yourself and figuring out what you are most drawn to and what you most want to do in life, and especially exposing yourself to the world and to things that you've always wanted to do, but also things that push you outside of your comfort zone and things you maybe never thought about doing. And a lot of that involves travel and going to physical locations that you never thought you would, even if that's alone or with friends as well. I think for a lot of you, the traveling part will actually be very helpful to do alone if you're able to, or if you feel most comfortable traveling with others, having it be the least amount of people as possible. I think being in solitude would be really helpful for a lot of you who are single right now. But I will say, for some of you, this can indicate that you will actually meet your partner while on vacation. But I think more than that, maybe you'll have a little fling or a crush on somebody while on vacation somewhere. And this person that you meet maybe won't be in your life for very long, only during this very brief period of time in your life. But this will help you realize and understand what qualities you seek in a partner moving forward. Because I think if you meet somebody while you're on vacation, again, for a lot of you, it won't necessarily be a long-term thing. Some people do meet on vacation and they, end up making it work and whatnot. But for those of you who that does not apply to, which is most of you if you do meet somebody, again, I see this being more of like a one-time thing or like a little fling, but this person will have qualities that you really admire and that you maybe have never even thought about having in a partner, and you will take that with you moving forward. But even if you don't meet anybody on vacation, don't go seeking out somebody. If you meet somebody, I feel like it will be very natural and they'll be in your vicinity. But for a lot of you, it's just a lot of you who are single, it's a time of focusing on yourself and your own adventures, having fun and learning how to have fun with yourself, having fun alone before having fun with others. And it's a good time I just see somebody sitting in a mountain, just sitting cross-legged and really taking in and understanding what their life has been like so far and what they want to do now moving forward and what they want to put into their lives and what they want to remove from their lives if it doesn't serve them. That's what I'm seeing and sensing from this. I'm just seeing that. And I think a lot of you have a lot of things to shed, a lot of things that are weighing heavy on the chest, and so you just need to release those. And for some of you, maybe it indicates having more fun, and that will help you also. For some of you, maybe this is more specific, I don't know. For some of you, maybe it's really hard for you to be vulnerable with yourself. So you need to have that time and that space away from other people, especially if you're somebody who's very social or who hates being alone. It'll be good for you to be alone at this time and really shed those dark layers, even if it's very uncomfortable. I see having fun and getting away from where you live will be very helpful for that. So if you are in a relationship, this can indicate that it would be helpful for you to go on vacation with your partner. Maybe you've never gone on a big vacation, or it's been a long time since you've been on vacation with your partner. Or maybe you've been on vacation, but again, it hasn't been something as big as what you're wanting to have happen or what you're planning. And this could be a good indication that a vacation together will bring you closer together, especially a vacation I'm sensing very far away, and especially somewhere that maybe one of you has been before, and you love it so much actually that that one person brings the other person along. Although I think being somewhere where neither of you have ever been will be helpful too, but for some reason, because that was what I was going to say first, but I feel like actually for a lot of you, if one of you has been to this place, like this special place for you, it has special significance. Maybe it's just your hometown, like, you know, whatever it is. I feel like there's something of special significance for one of you if you are in a relationship, and bringing the other person there will bring you two together so much more, or you three are, you know, whatever your relationship dynamic is. And so vacation could be really helpful in connecting you together. Or if you've been feeling a little bit stagnant in the relationship, this can help you have a little bit more fun. If it's a little bit more of a fresh or new relationship, like anything less than a year, or maybe even around a year, let's say you haven't done much together outside of just staying around where you are, this can be very helpful for indicating if you two are compatible, because how people travel together and live together, but how people travel together really indicates how compatible I think people will be moving forward. So a vacation would be very crucial for you if you are in a relationship right now. Also, if any of you or both of you are very stressed, it's just a good idea, even similar to what I was saying for the people who are single, it's good for you to also have time to yourself, but while next to your partner. Like, let's say you're going to a tropical location. Like, even just both of you sitting there for an hour or two with sunscreen, of course, being protected, like near the beach, and having some time to de-stress, but still being there with one another and sitting in silence, that is really the epitome of a lot of what I'm sensing. But for some of you, like, that's for some of you, right? If that resonates, great. For some of you, also similar to what I was saying with the people who are single, for some of you, it has to do with getting outside of your comfort zone, and some of you may be afraid to travel or to do certain things. Like, let's say when you're traveling somewhere, they have, like, zip lining available, right? Let's say you're really afraid of that, but your partner is more adventurous, or is at least trying to be more adventurous, so they do this one thing. This could be something that connects you both together and brings you closer together, with one or both of you being a lot more vulnerable and doing something that pushes you outside of your comfort zone, and maybe is even very scary and high stress for you. So that is what I have for you, 1A. Thank you so much and take care. Hello 2B, and welcome to your part of the Pick a Card reading video. You chose Open Up Your Heart, and the key phrase underneath says it will help you attract more love. So I think a lot of you who picked this are single, but if not, I will get to you if you are in a relationship, but I will start with the people who are single. If you are single, this is indicating that Spirit is saying you are not vulnerable enough, a lot of you. And maybe if you're vulnerable, you're still not, how do I say it? Like, some people are very shy, you know? Like, maybe you match with many people, for example, on dating apps, but then you don't take that, and you're vulnerable maybe over text, but then when it comes to doing stuff in person, you're not good at opening up to people. Like, you could open up your heart and spill your guts over text, but in person, it's like you can barely even get a word out. Some of you really need to focus on, it's okay to be introverted, but the shyness part of it, where you don't talk very much or you don't open up in person, you need to work on. I'm trying to think. Some of you, again, maybe are very anxious or have a lot of negative experiences with dating in general or with a previous relationship. Some of you maybe have even traumatic experiences and need to heal those first. And Spirit is indicating now's the time to work through those issues, because it's time to open up your heart again if you are ready. But this is indicating for many of you, you are ready. It's just taking that scary next step, and whatever that means for you. And maybe just in general, though, it's really hard for you to open up or express yourself or your feelings. Like, somebody could maybe say, hey, I really like you. Do you like me back? And you'd be like, I don't really know. I've got to go. Sorry. Or maybe you're like, yeah, I like you. Like, and you're not very good at expressing yourself very openly or going in depth with your emotions. And for some of you, again, if you need to focus more on that self-healing part, journaling would be very helpful. And also finding ways to love yourself. And here's the thing. I hate when people say you need to love yourself before you get into a relationship. Some people, honestly, in their lifetimes will never be able to truly love themselves. And that does not mean that you are incapable of being loved. You are capable of love. And so it's believing that more. And hopefully also having more love and kindness towards yourself, though, because that does help in relationships. Some people never fully get there. Like sometimes it's like, it reminds me of body neutrality, but instead of body neutrality, it's like personality or soul neutrality, you know? It's like you're neutral toward yourself. Maybe it's really hard for you to love yourself for whatever reason, whether it's physical, mental, emotional, or spiritual. But whatever healing needs to be done, Spirit is saying you need to work on that it would be helpful for you to work on that healing part of yourself and appreciating the different parts of yourself. And really healing the dark parts of yourself that have been wounded. I was going to say in prior relationships, but I think too just from societal and familial expectations. Maybe you grow up in an area of the United States or somewhere else in the world where it's expected that, let's say you're a woman, right? And it's expected that you get married, you don't even have to go to college, you just get married, you have kids, you don't have to work, you don't have to even really drive. Like, let's say that there's those kinds of expectations placed upon you. It can be really hard for you to then be vulnerable because you feel that, or be truly and authentically yourself because you feel you have to fit into this mold, into this box. And Spirit is saying to push past those expectations that are, even if it's you placing them upon yourself, or you see like what's on social media, what your friends or family or what other people like celebrities are doing. Spirit wants you to get rid of those expectations and those beliefs, and they want you to focus on the beliefs that feel right for you and that work for you, and on the methods and techniques that work for you, if that makes sense. So everybody loves in different ways. Everybody has different kinds of people they're attracted to, and everybody's on a different plan. Some people are into monogamy, some people are into polyamory. Like, whatever it is that works for you, do that. For some of you too, this can indicate maybe exploring polyamory more, or even just dating around more and not focusing on the end result of being with somebody long term. Right now could be a good time for you to just date around, date multiple different kinds of people and figure out what kind of person you want, or to figure out what kind of person you are in relationships or in the dating world. And that could be, there's a really big sense, kind of similar to card one, but there's a big sense of focusing on the inside of yourself, and that will help you on the external or for finding somebody else and attracting somebody else. Some of you maybe are trying to manifest somebody into your life, and this can be Spirit indicating to you that you are being too very specific. If you're trying to manifest a very specific, like one person into your life, whether it's a celebrity or somebody that you actually know personally, Spirit does not want you to do that. They're saying that there's other people out there for you that are not this specific person, that you need to be more general in the sense of like people, knowing that people have free will, and you can ask for like, oh, this type of person. Like, there's a celebrity that I really like, and I really like these kinds of qualities in them, and I like these qualities because they complement my qualities or whatever it is. Or I'm just attracted to them. And you can be like, I am attracted to this kind of person. I attract this kind of person into my life with love and kindness, you know, that kind of thing. If you are in a relationship, some of you maybe have communication issues, and or both of you do, but this is indicating more so that you do. So, but again, it could be your partner. Maybe this is just like on behalf of your partner, but this is indicating working out the communication issues, the communication blocks, and figuring out why they are put in place and your part in these communication issues. If it's somebody else, I think this is indicating that the more you open up, it will actually help this person out. And if they see you do this for other people, not just for them. Let's say you're at a family event and you open up to a family friend or a family member, and your partner's right next to you, and they see you open up and be more vulnerable, then they are more likely to see that, witness that, and see it in a safe space if it is received well from the other person, the family friend or the family member. And then they will be more likely to also try and model that in the relationship as well. But I see that this is a very like sensitive subject, so I see that you should work through this very gently. Some people though, I feel for some of you, this may even indicate that the relationship that you are in, you deserve somebody who is more open, and that you deserve to open up your heart more and not feel so afraid. So if that resonates with you when I say those words, then take that. Maybe this is just not the correct relationship for you. Or if you're talking to somebody, then it maybe just doesn't feel right. I'm not saying that's true for all of you. I actually don't think that's the case for a lot of you. I think just for a lot of you, there's some sort of communication issue between you, your partner, or both of you, or whoever is involved. And I think, again, a lot of that, what can help that is that being modeled in the real world outside of just a relationship, whether it's you or your partner, being more vulnerable with family and friends will really help with the vulnerability piece when both of you are together. I'm trying to think, because the key word is vulnerable and also communication. If there's anything that's specifically bothering you, this is being indicated by spirit that you need to get it off of your chest, and that will help bring you closer, even if not at first. It will help you understand what to do going forward, like the both of you. And if that's able to be worked out, any issues that arise, then you are able to, I don't even want to say be stronger than ever, but it will at least help you move forward and not have any further issues going forward that could put a greater hindrance on the relationship. Alright, 2B, I hope you enjoyed and take care. Hello, 3C, and welcome to your part of the Pick a Card reading video. So the card you chose is no, and the key phrase is, it's not the right time. So this can apply to you if you are in a relationship or if you are single. I will first start with if this applies to you with you being single. So if you are single, then this is a very clear message of, for most of you, it is not the right time to either start dating around or to be with a particular person that you have in mind or that you're talking to, or that maybe you only just started dating. For many of you, it's interesting because this is kind of the vibe for a lot of people, at least for the single people. And this isn't like an uncommon thing, but I think for a lot of you, if you're single and you chose this, you need to do a lot of work on yourself first. And it's not like absolutely necessary. You don't have to be a perfect person to be in a relationship. That's not what I'm saying. But I think a lot of you maybe have, I'm hearing the term codependency. So I think a lot of you may be codependent and maybe you struggle or are highly anxious with being alone. So Spirit wants you to find value in being alone and in being somebody who is there for yourself, understanding that you yourself are a good person and that you are just fine without being with other people, at least romantically or sexually. Spirit wants to let you know that you are able to tap into your great qualities and appreciate your own alone time and your own, like your own, how do I say this? Like your own qualities, like appreciating who you are and like being with yourself, like going on solo dates, like by yourself, with yourself, if that makes sense. Dating yourself, there we go. So now is a good time to date yourself and realize that you do not need another person to fill the gap because of any insecurities that you have and any codependent issues that you have. And again, codependency, a big thing with codependency is struggling to be alone, like not wanting to be alone. And so then it's like you're relying on another person and feeling like another person should fulfill your happiness, but you need to find that on your own with your own interests, and even just doing nothing, even just laying there, appreciating, like I feel like I just need to keep saying, appreciating who you are as a person, appreciating your own self, and realizing that you yourself are enough in this world, in this lifetime. Like you don't have to be like, well, yeah, like be your, well, I don't think that would resonate. I was going to say you should be your own best friend, but for some of you, maybe it's really hard for you to connect with yourself and be alone with your thoughts. At least being, and this is also something I brought up in relation to card 2B, but, oh God, what was I going to say? I was just going to say, sorry, I started thinking about 2B and what I was saying. What was I going to say? Not codependency. Oh, like neutrality. There we go. Like being at least at the very least neutral with yourself. And then if you're able to do that, then when you're in a future even though I think you should have some more positive feelings toward yourself, but then if you're in a future relationship, you won't feel like you need to stick around, because I feel like too, a lot of you maybe attract bad eggs. Maybe because of parental issues, like, you know, people say daddy issues, mommy issues, whatever. Any issues that you have, insecurities from growing up, like any attachment styles, anxious attachment, especially for a lot of you, or anxious avoidant even. Focusing on those attachment styles and how maybe some of you and don't take this as a jab, because I used to be like this hardcore, but I feel like a lot of you maybe are very clingy as well. So be careful, because I think you need to work through whatever issues are, whether it's being clingy or whatever it is. You need to work out your issues that you have, especially relating to your attachment style, before you get into a relationship, is what Spirit is telling you right now. That it's important to focus on that, because you don't want to keep attracting bad eggs, and then if you're in a relationship where it starts turning sour, you don't want to just try to stick through and like fix the other person or change yourself. Like, you don't want to, or just stick it out. You don't want to do these things because it's not healthy and it's very toxic for a lot of you. I'm hearing that a lot of future relationships are going to be toxic if you do not work through these issues first. So again, focusing on being alone and being at the very least neutral with yourself, so that if you're in a future relationship, you can realize and recognize the signs in the relationship when they turn bad, or if they already are bad, like red flags. If you start, going on dates with somebody, recognizing those and being like, I keep wanting to say appreciate, but I appreciate myself enough. I respect myself enough. There we go. Enough as a person to not be in a relationship with this person if they're going to make me feel this way, if they are going to do this kind of thing to me, or if they're going to do whatever. So really focus on how you feel around people, and any signs, any red flags that come up, any anxious feelings that you get, or when you're around somebody or when you're talking to somebody. Focus on that, okay? But yes, do a lot of work and self-care at this point in time, and doing the work of focusing on your attachment style and like being alone and being okay with being alone. For those of you who are in a relationship, I feel that this is obviously a big indication that for some of you may be asked, should I break up with this person? And if you chose this card, then that would be no, like, now is not the time to break up with this person. But for a lot of you, if you're like, is this person the right person? And if it's no, then that's very clear. I feel like if you have any like specific questions that you had asked beforehand about like, is this person the right person? Then yeah, she's just saying it's not the right person for you. And maybe it's just, again, it says it's not the right time. So maybe it's just right person, wrong time for some of you. So maybe you'll just have to focus on other things in your life, and maybe later on you can come together, or there are other circumstances that are pulling you apart from each other in some way, and that doesn't always have to be a very bad or very negative thing. Sometimes it really just is the timing. But for some of you, it is the wrong person and the wrong time, and so you have to focus on what's best for you. And this is a very clear answer. It says no. So if you're in a relationship too, I feel that there's a little bit of like negative energy for a lot, not for all of you, but for some of you. So focus on that. I mean, if you have any questions that you had asked going into this, like, would it be good for me to meet my partner's family at this time? Then it's just saying, no, it's not the right time. So it doesn't have to be that serious. For some of you, I feel a little bit icky, but actually for not that many of you, I will say. For some of you, I just think it's about timing for things within the relationship. So it doesn't have to be anything like bad or even like end the relationship. For some of you, it's just the timing of things within a relationship. Like, is it the right time to do this, or this, or to say this, or this, or have this kind of conversation, or go on this kind of adventure? And it's just saying, well, right now is maybe not the right time. Maybe because of financials, maybe because people are not in the right headspace, or whatever it is. So again, focus on whatever questions you had before this or coming into this, and think about what best applies to you and what makes the most sense for you. Because it doesn't have to be necessarily bad or like ending the relationship for many of you, actually, I'm feeling. All right, 3C, thank you so much and take care. Thank you so much for watching and listening to this video. If you liked the content, make sure you subscribe, like the video, and comment down below, as it really helps my channel out a lot. You can follow me on my socials listed here on the screen. Thank you, and blessed be.